What is up mga abyan? This is Gio from Spray and Pray Gaming, and today we're going to have our basic video editing tutorial. Why basic? Kay basic lang nabalaan ko. Before we get into the editing part, let's first identify the different kinds of video editing software and the minimum requirements and specifications for us to run that software and to edit smoothly on that software. So there are many different kinds of video editing software. So there's Adobe Premiere Pro, there's Final Cut Pro for Mac, there's Filmora, there's Pinnacle, and a whole lot more. So it depends upon your preferences of what editing software you will use. So for this tutorial, we will be using the Adobe Premiere Pro. I am currently using Adobe Premiere Pro. So the minimum requirements for this program to run is an Intel Core 6th generation processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and 2 gigabytes of video RAM. So I'll put a description below. I'll write in the description below the minimum requirements to run this program. So without further ado, let's start editing. Okay, so first we open our Adobe Premiere. So I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro 2020. So the next thing we need to do is we need to make a new project. So we go to File, click New, then Projects. There is also a shortcut here, Ctrl-Alt-N. So we click on that. So for this title, so ano ta lang? Example. So you write your title here kung ano title sa inyong project. Location, so this will be the locations ng inyong project. So make sure you look for a location nga damo sang space. So for me is I'll go to main storage. Then I'll select how about here sa video edits. So select folder. So dira na siya makadto sa video edit. So over here, so let's leave them be. So regular renderer, if you have renderer, if you have Mercury Playback Engine, GPU acceleration, or CUDA, so kindly select that. That will make your render or your video playback smoothly karon later on. So I don't need to explain this further pa. It will take us a while. So just click select this if it's available. If it's not, so whatever default program arada, just select it. If wala, so click OK. So we're here. So this is my timeline. Obviously, gamo-gamo ni siya. So let's go here sa editing. So in editing, amo ni siya magwa. So let's use this workspace. So first we need to do is we need to import our video files. So there are several ways to import your video files. So first one is go to File, then Import over here. So I stored my files so locate your files kung di nyo gin-save. So I stored my files here. So so may ara na siya two types. If you want to import single file, so you need to click the file, then open. So if it's in folder like this one, so there's a selection nga import folder, so you click import folder, then your files will import over there. So depending on how large your file is, amo man na siya kadugay ang inyong waiting. So here we have our folder here. So all of this contains our video files. So next thing we need to do is we need to drag this file, click and drag over to our timeline. So this is our timeline. So basically, amo gid ni siya ang ginagamit ta for general editing. So this is our timeline. So once we drag and drop the video here, so mute ko lang anay. Once we drag and drop the video here, kung ano ang settings ng video mo will be the same settings of your sequence. So we call this sequences. Okay? Areo, kita niyo na siya, sequence ni siya. So kung ano ang video settings nyo, for example, frame rates, you're running 60 FPS, 24 FPS, amo manid siya ang inyo nga sequence settings nga ginbutang di sa inyo nga timeline. So let's not dig into that. So as you can see, the duration of the video can be seen here. So the time of the video you can see here. So you can drag that and you can review your video just by dragging here or the blue arrow here, the blue cursor here. So that's scrolling your video. Also, if you want to extend, so may ari ding mga scrolls over here. So if you click and drag this those circle ni, if you click and drag, that will shorten your workspace or your timeline. So if you drag it in, so it will also extend your timeline, or rather shorten your timeline and extend the workable space ng inyong videos. So same as here. So malaba na siya. So if you scrub your videos, use the cursor, the blue cursor here. So practically this cursor will move once you drag it, and you can review your videos over here. So let's extend the video first. Next, I'm going to drag and drop another video. So maybe here, over there. So nice. Okay. We can select the video by using the selection tool. So the selection tool, what it does is it can select different videos. So amo na siya. So if you drag it up, makadto siya sa second layer. So we'll talk about layers later. So amo na siya, makaselect ka. You can move, you can drag the videos by pressing and holding, then dragging kung whichever position you like. So like that. So expand ta. So that's how you drag a video in your timeline by using the selection tool. Next is the track select forward tool. So this second button here. So if you click this, you can see that there are arrows pointing at the right. So everything at the right will be selected if you use this tool. So for instances, I'll click this. So tanan-tanan nga ara sa right will be selected. Okay? So again, I'm going to press the selection tool, or you can use letter V for shortcut. So now I've selected two of them. So I can drag them both. To unselect them, just click sa blank space. So unselected. So actually, you can select the videos here, found here, by making the selection tool. So I'm clicking and highlighting two of them. You can also do that in selection. So this is some pretty basic stuff, but I know this can help you in the long run when you're editing. Next tool is, so we'll not use that. So we're just generally using the most common tools used in Premiere. So we'll not dig deep sa each tool. So the most common tool, one of the most common tool is the razor tool. So the razor tool acts like a razor, scissors. Amo ni siyang, this is the one we use to cut the videos. For example, let's expand the video. Okay, select. Butang ko siya na ibalik sa start. Let's put it in start. Okay. So I want to cut this part. I want to start it when I start speaking. Okay, so I want to cut this part around 3 seconds. So I get the razor tool, then cut this selection. Then as you can see, the clip has been divided into 2 parts. So again, selection tool. So 2 parts na siya. So I don't need this part anymore. So I'll select this and click delete. Okay, so my video is now starting at the point where I want it to start.
What is up mga abyan? This is Gio.
So drag the video diriliwat to start. So that will be the start of the video. So amo na siyang start sa ating video. So again, this is the razor tool. This is the one we use for cutting. So pwede kada ka unlimited nga cuts dira. Okay. So pwede kada ka cut sa mga videos, unwanted videos mo. So you can cut them in sa amo na by using the razor tool. Okay? So, select and delete. So I want it that way, okay? So array mute ni siya. So if you want to mute the track here. So all of this track, if you click mute, tanan nga ara diri sa A1, it will be muted. So you won't hear any sounds. You won't hear any sounds. Okay? But if I drag this track sa dalom, you can do that, dragging the track sa dalom, video, ang audio. And this is not selected. I mean, this is not selected niyo to turn on. The audio will play.
So that's the first.
Okay, let's cut this first to compare anay kung ano aton nga result. So this one is muted, this one is not. So as you can see, this one is highlighted, this one is not. So you won't hear any sound from this one, but once it overlaps.
So that's the first part.
Yes, ano na siya, mabatian mo na siya. So when we mute both of them, both tracks here, you won't hear anything. Okay? I hope you got that well. So this is some pretty basic stuff. I hope you will not get bored because this will be important in the long run if you're planning to edit videos. So next one, we're going to use, so I won't be using the split tool, the pen tool. This is some pretty advanced stuff. So, and it's not really common nga ginagamit ta. So let's proceed to the text tool. Type tool, I mean, this is the type tool, I think. Select a portion sa video mo you want to put a text. Then, press this type tool. What it does is, hover ka. If you hover in your display here, you can click there and you can write your text. So, Gio Paulo. Okay. Okay, we have our text there. So, nabutang-tang text by using our text tool. So, I'm going to click the selection tool. Selection tool ay ginko ako na to reposition the text sa aton nga timeline anywhere I want it to be. So, butang ko di siya be. Okay. So, layers anay. So, this will be our first layer, this will be our second layer, and our third layer here over here. So, what it does is kung whatever is on top, that will be the one shown. So, for example, I'll transfer here by clicking and dragging it up sa dire. So, you cannot see the text kay natabunan siya sang video. Okay? So, be mindful of that. Whatever's on top will cover the one below. So, imagine a sandwich. So, you can imagine a sandwich. So, if you put one on top, so probably you won't see the one below. So, let's move it back. Okay? So, arebe butang taman sa top. So, yeah, you can't see the next nga video nga mo ni. Kay ginbutang ta siya sa babaw. Okay, I hope you got that. Hindi ko may mag-explain, but I hope you got that. So, that's layers. Same with audio. Whatever is on top will be played. Pero sa audio is not really that complicated. Kay ang audio it will play simultaneously. So, okay. Amo na siya. Example, ang audio niya ni bibutang ko di sila biduwa. So it will scramble up. So take note yun na nga mag-scramble ang audio kung i-stack mo sila like this.
What is up mga abyan?
Oh, it's muted. So if unmute na okay.
What
I
is
hope
up
it,
mga abyan?
helped
This is
you
Gio
or
from
managed to help.
Na mo na siya matabo. That will happen if you stack your audios like that. Okay? So to undo, what I'm doing is simply do Control Z or Control plus Z for Windows. So amula na siya ka-easy. Just like any other softwares kung mag-undo ka, Control Z. Okay? To redo, Control Shift Z. So that's a really important shortcut in times nga maka-ubra ka mistake. You can always Control Z, or if you want to repeat the process nga gusto mo ibalik ang imong gin-edit, just Control Shift Z to redo. So let's talk about this link selection. Are, this is isa sa mga pinaka-importante man nga ginagamit ko. There will be instances that I just want the audio. If for example, I'm making a B-roll, I just want the audio, I just want the video, not the audio. So what I will do is click the link selection. So once you click this or unhighlight this, you can select individually the video and audio. So again, click on yung link selections. So it will select both of them, both the video and the audio. Once I click this or unhighlight the link selection, I can, okay, nag-auto-save, I can individually select the video and audio. So for the instances, I just want the video, I just delete the audio. So there's no audio anymore. So I can scrape up the video kung ano man gusto ko obrahon. So that's the link selection tool. Okay? So Control Z. Balik ko lang ni siya anay para makaselect ko sang both. And next is the snap in timeline, or what we call magnet. So magnet is very important, especially if you are beginning pa lang to edit. So what it does is if it's on, if it's toggled like that, it will snap your videos to the cuts. For example, right here, I want to put it right here. So if I drag it to the left, it will snap. If you see that black line over here, that means it snapped. See that? It's snapping towards the cut. So that is a really helpful tool if you want precision, if you want a precise what do you call this, if you want a precise position for your videos. So it will snap like that. If it's not selected, so it will not snap. So sometimes it will not be accurate. You will manually stick your videos like that. So sometimes it will overlap like this. But if it's if the snap in timeline tool is activated, it will automatically snap your video. So I recommend that you turn this on, especially if you're beginning, or if a beginner in editing in Adobe Premiere. So I hope I made that clear enough. So next step is we're going to animate, or we're going to play with the effects of this one. So again, pwede mo ni siya ma-expand like this one. Just click the selection tool and click this pink one, graphics here. We call this graphics. Para ma-select mo ni siya, we could expand it there. Okay, pagamayon to siya. So I'll just resize it. Okay? That. So if you want to play more sa effects, we go to the effects control over here. So what we need to do is just click this tab here, and all of these effects, please don't be intimidated sa effects gani. Okay? So if we select this text, so obviously we select this text, makita ta na di ang iya nga. We can see all of the possible effects we can play with, or we can edit in here. So if we click this one, so we also can see the effects in the effects control of this video. So for example, I will change the position of this video. So this the first one is the x-axis. Am I right? Is it the x-axis or y? I don't know the Cartesian plane. Sorry about that. And this one, y-axis? Yeah, probably y-axis. So up and down. If I reposition that, this example, i-reposition ko siya nga muna. Do you see this black part? Later on, if you export your videos, if you see this black part, technically that will stay on the video. So your output will have black parts here. So make sure your video is centered and there are no black parts showing. Not unless if you want to have crop bars, those cinematic type, but we'll later on tackle on that. But please make sure nga wala sa black parts or your videos doesn't crop up like that. Okay? So I'll Control Z, undo. So scale. So again, position. That will change the position of your selected files over here. Okay? Kung amo man change ko, nagwa man siya. So I can change the position. Next is scale. Okay, undo first. Okay, next is scale. That will adjust the scale of my video. Okay, so for example, I have this video. I want to zoom in. I want to zoom in it a bit. I want to change the framing. Then position like that. Okay. So pwede gina siya. Okay? So scale is the size of the video and position is basically position. So next is rotation. Rotation, yeah, obviously it rotates. So kung kiwi ang imo videos or your videos are tilting, you can use this rotation tool to straighten up things. Okay? So for now, next is opacity. Opacity, I'll click this first. Karoon ko lang ni anong toggle animation i-explain, but I'll click this first just to show you what opacity does. Opacity technically is the one nga pakita si mo sang visibility sang imong video. So if I drag this to the left, it will start to disappear. Opacity, right? So for example, I remember naming example. I'll select this text file here, select here. So ma-drop down na ding effects ya. Opacity will make it kung ano ang visibility niya. Opacity, I mean. So you can control the opacity here. If you want it on 50% lang. Or if you want it to look like it's really blending in, so around 10%. So you can control your opacity here. So that's about it sa dira. Let's start animating. I want to animate this. I want to make it make this appear. For example, for lower waters, I'm going to mute this first para at least maka-explain ko mayo. So I'm playing this spacebar to play in the timeline. So spacebar, play and pause. So play, spacebar, pause, spacebar. So you can see the time here. So I want my text to enter on the 3-second mark. So 3-second mark. Okay. Okay naman na siya. 3-second mark. So I'll drag. Oh shoot. I'll drag this text here to the 3-second mark. Because I have this magnet turned on, it's easier for me to put it here. Okay. If my cursor is here, if this line is here, automatically, if I put my graphics or my video or anything closer to this line here, it will snap and will be perfectly aligned here. So that's the magic and beauty of the magnet tool. So I want to show this text here during the 3-second mark. So muna siya. But I don't want to show it abruptly, like dugulpi lang siya nag-appear. Okay? So what we need to do is we need to play with the opacity. Okay, so again, selection tool, click this one, click effects controls, let's go to opacity. So in opacity, may makita, we will see this toggle animation or this mini stopwatch over here. So if we click over that, you will notice that there will be a keyframe here. So this will be at 100%. So what we'll do is we drag. I don't want to see this nga do abrupt siya. So I'm going to make the opacity go to 0 first. So I want it to show around 4 seconds, or I mean 5 seconds. 5 seconds, okay? So since we put a stopwatch here, ang guaya na is it's like an animation. So in the 3-second mark, we'll start with 0%, and as we go to the 5-second mark, we'll gradually increase. I will increase this to 100%. So as you can see, may makita siya nga diagonal line. So that's basically an animation showing that from 3 seconds to 5 seconds, we gradually increase our opacity. So hindi na siya abrupt. Okay, so let's check. Okay, during the 3-second mark. Nice. Okay. So, kita mo siya, hindi na siya nga do gulpi lang siya nagawa. So, na siya. Okay. Okay, I want this to last for around another 3 seconds. So, 9 plus 3 equals to 12. Okay. Go to 12 seconds. So, the duration depends sa imo. If I can drag this up to how many seconds, that will go as long as how many seconds I want it to be. So, that is only applicable to graphics or graphics or text nga ginbutang nyo. Pero sa video, you can't extend that as far as it could, kay that will matter on how long your duration will be sa ginkuha mo ang video. So again, I'll go to sa 12 seconds. Oh, I want to make the text last for 14 seconds kay diri ga end ng clip ta. So again, I'll drag that in. So what I'm doing is kita niyo ni siya. Kita niyo ni siya. May ara siya nga red nga do bar dira sa end. If you hover sa end sang inyong graphics or sa inyong end of your video, dira there will be a red mark appearing, a red bar, something red bar with an arrow going to the left, or if it's on the right, that arrow is going to the right. So what we're going to do is we click and drag, and that will shorten your graphic or video. So basically you can shorten or cut. So cut here. Razor tool, cut here, then select, then delete. Or you could hover sa end of the clip, drag it until your cursor, since we have our magnet later on, masnap na siya. So that. So gusto ko naman, I don't want my graphics here, my name to suddenly disappear. So I want it to have a fade effect. So again, we select here. So in this point 100% siya. So going sa around 10 seconds, I mean 11 seconds maybe. Okay, 11 seconds. I want it to start to fade. So kay 100 ang opacity, I want from this point to this point, from this point to this point, I want it to be 100%. So I'll click over here. So this made ang amo ni siya nga point to this point 100%. So 100%, 100%. I click this one. Okay, whatever value sa dire, kag kung i-click mo ni, that value will be the same sa diri nga keyframe. I hope I explained that correctly. So, and at the end, I want to make it disappear. So, drag ko naman ang opacity to the left and make it disappear. So, we have a simple animation. Okay, so may ara na ta animation. And it fades out. Nice. At least we have a basic animation. Pero gusto ko pagid siya bidugangan sang sang animation nga I want it to appear fade in and fade out appear, but I want this text to move like this. So from here, gamat-amat siya pakadto sa babaw. So what I'm going to do is, from the start, again, I'll select it using the selection tool. Gusto ko naman ang keyframe, so position. So, position na hindi i-click ko na kay para hindi ko matagol ang opacity. Sorry. So if you click over here, adding effects, so you can turn the effect on or off. So I shoot sila opacity, so hindi na siya magpakita sang effect nga fade. If I turn this off, wrong video selected. So hindi na siya magpakita, just to practice our effects sa position. Okay? Kaya kung amo na, kung i-turn on kong effects, so may arata nga effects nga ginubra diri. We have made an effect here, so probably hindi ta makita ang aton kay zero opacity. So click ko ni anay for us to make another animation sa position. So starting at 3 seconds, I want my name nga diri siya. Then at around 5 or 4 seconds, ari na di siya. So what we'll do is we put a keyframe on position. Then we move forward, and I want in the 4-second mark, or maybe 5 seconds, tupong sa aton nga first nga maybe 5 seconds. Ay, sala. So keyframe first, keyframe. So I want this to go over here, okay? So in the position, we'll move the x axis. Is it the y axis down over here? So gina-drag ko lang siya to the right, padalom. And during the 5-second marker, I want it to go up to the position where I want it to be. So drag ko naman siya pababaw, like over here. So what it does is, when we made the keyframe, so art na siya. So i-untoggle ta ni ang opacity para duwa na ka-animation na makita ta. So it goes like this. Nice, very nice. If you want to change the animation, you could simply drag amo ni siya, like pwede mo siya ma-drag pa ulihon mo siya, something like that. Nice, okay? Sama na siya. So that's it. Tapos dugtong taning aton nga next nga video diri. I muted it, so unmute ko anay. So I'm going to cut this using the razor tool, selection tool. Click ko selection tool. I don't want this part. I'll select this and delete. Then dugtong ko sila do. So I have
Why
my
basic?
animation. So we have that one. And practically amo lang siya brata. So next, for example, makat naman ko di. I'll get the razor tool, cut, selection tool, select this, I don't need this, delete, get another clip here, butang ko naman di siya. So review, over here, select razor tool, cut, selection tool, select and delete, click and drag, and put it there. Just next na clip. So basically, amo lang gid siyang ubrahon mo if you want nga linear nga video mo. That's amo lang na ubrahon mo.
Basic lang.
So very basic. This tutorial is very basic and you can play with the effects over here. So just explore. So in the future tutorials, malantang ta ko if you can dig deep on other what do you call this, on other systems and tools over here. So for now, amo lang siya. You need, so over here makitaan mo din ang video clip mo. If you want to review your video clip, just double click here, then play.
Editing softwares, there's Adobe Premiere Pro.
Okay. So
there's Final Cut.
If this is the video, so insert, if you press insert wherever your blue cursor, amo nga blue cursor, if you press insert, dira na da siya ma-insert. What we're gonna do is we're going to export our video files or export this timeline. So what we're going to do is press file, then export, click media. So mapop up ni siyang export settings. So usually we're using H.264. That will be an MP4 format. Usually amo na siyang that's the general type of format that we're using. So if you're not familiar with this, I prefer you just select H.264. Then there are presets over here. If you select match source high bitrate, it will generally copy kung ano ang resolution sang imong videos and whatnot. So I suggest amula na if you're starting off. I suggest you just select that. But you could try to explore some presets over here. So if you're going to upload it on, for example, YouTube, if you're going to upload in YouTube in 1080p, so you could select this. So or sa Vimeo or mobile device ng HD, you can select that. So for now, I'm going to use match source high bitrate over there. So for now, let's not play with these files, but I always use maximum render quality over here. Or depende sa inyo, but if high bitrate settings over there, that's okay, that's fine. So output name, so you need to put your output name over here. For example, example tutorial. So you can select which folder or drive ang imo nga butangan. So I'm selecting the output. Okay, save. Then you click export. So when you click export, the computer or your computer will render it. So it depends upon the video, how long the video is and how many effects you're using. So if you're using too many effects or your video is too long, so it might take a while. So you click export. So encoding, you will get estimated time remaining. So and the percentage of the rendering. So makita mo naman dire. So that's pretty much it for our basic video editing tutorial. I hope I made myself clear sa inyo guys. If not, just comment suggestions below and I'll try to make it as simple as possible and as informative as possible.
So that's the first part of our basic video editing tutorial. I hope it helped you or managed to help you. If it did, please do like the video. And if you didn't like the video or you have comments or suggestions, please do comment below. I will gladly read them and improve this channel. So yeah, subscribe. And again, this is Gio from Spring and Print Gaming. I hope to see you on the next video.